Alright, hi viewers, my name is William ICWTK, and today is my first tutorial, my YouTube tutorial. This one I'm going to do it in Photoshop, and I'm quite nervous, as you can see, because this is my first tutorial, but I'm just going to keep it real and in brief, short, then okay, how to add cinematic coloring to your pictures or portrait. So let's get right to it. Okay, all right, here we go. I've already retouched the picture. Okay, the picture that I had here, I've already touched it, and I've done some color grading. As you can see, I've done some grading, but you know, I want to add a cinematic feel to it, cinematic coloring to it, and see how it will come out. So right along with me, let's go. All right, so here is our picture. Okay, we have our picture. As you can see, I've already done the frequency separation and all that. The petty, I've done the cleanup, the small things you need to clean up. Okay, I've already done that. I've cleaned the picture already. What you do is to duplicate the picture here. Okay, so let's duplicate it. We can just drag it and bring it here to add and duplicate it. Okay, or let me Control Z. We can just right click on it and say duplicate, then we duplicate it. Okay, you just click duplicate and we duplicate it. We make it double. All right, we could name it shadows if you want to. We could name it shadows. Yeah, and let's go ahead and change it to the blending mode to screen. Let's make it blending mode to screen. Close it for the meantime. The duplicate, let's close it. Let's do a different background layer. Okay, so I drag to create different background layer, and I'll name this one highlights. I'll call it highlight. Okay, I'll call it highlight. All right, let me go to the keyboard. On my keyboard, I tell highlights. With the highlights, I'll make the blending mode. I'll make the blending mode multiply. All right, so I go ahead and make the blending mode multiply. You can see the picture is so dark right now. Okay, let me see if my recording is still working before I continue. Okay, so alright, back to our Photoshop, and let's go ahead. The picture is so, come on, dark and too saturated that it doesn't really have any vibe, but we will get to, we will make it look and come out so clean, and you know. So let's take our highlights layer, let's put it above the shadows. Okay, our highlights layer, we put it above the shadows. Okay, now let's turn our shadows on, and let's switch the visibility. Let's off the visibility for the highlights. Let's off it. Okay, so we now have the background shadows. The blending mode for the shadow is what? Screen. All right, it's set on screen. So let's go ahead and add something to it. So let's add a solid color to it. We could add a solid color. So let's come to let's come to as you can see, let's come to let's come to our let's add a solid color to it, our solid color feel. Okay, let's choose blue. So I'm gonna go to blue. Okay, I'm gonna add blue to it. Blue should be a bit deep. Add blue. Correct. Let's name it also shadows. Okay, shadows 2, or okay, shadows 2. So let's name it shadows 2. Okay, which is the second shadow. The first shadow is for the first layer after the background is for the shadows, and the second one, the color fill is for shadows. So let's go ahead, which is the blue. Okay, the blue. So the blue solid color or solid layer or whatever we call it. Okay, the blending mode for the solid colors shadows 2. Let's make it you see, let's make it exclusive. Okay, that is exclusion. So we make it exclusion. Now let's go ahead and add one more solid. Okay, we're gonna make it somewhere light. Not the first one was deep blue, but this one we make it light blue. All right, so light blue. Okay, and click on it. That is our second color fill. Okay, and let's make it blending mode soft color or soft light. All right, soft light. Let's turn it blending mode soft light, and name it. Let's change the layer name from color fill to midtones. Okay, midtone. Let's name it midtones. So let's make it midtones. Okay, so we now have our background shadows 2. That is the second shadow, and the midtones. Then now the third. Now let's go again. Third solid color. The third solid color. The blue is going to be very, very light. Okay, the first, with our shadows 2, we have the blue is deep. Then the second one, the blue is light. But this one, the blue is going to be very, very light. So go ahead and click on it. Okay, and we set our blending mode or color mode. We set our blending mode to color burn. Okay, we set our blending mode to color burn. Okay, we go ahead to name this one highlights. So let's go ahead and name this one highlights. This our third color, solid color or color fill. Let's name it highlights. Okay, so far so good. We have something here. So now back to my original picture layer that I name highlights, which is at the top. You can see the cursor over here, which is at the top. The cursor over here, which is at the top. You can see it. Back to it, we have to switch on the visibility lights. So let me switch it on, and you see it's still dark, very dark. Let me come to my adjustment layer and create my levels. Or should I use level? Okay, level 2, or let me just use curves. Let me come to my adjustment layer and use curves. Okay. So with the curves, let me push the midtones a bit to give it some light. Let me increase the exposure. I give it exposure a bit. Increase the exposure for it. That's the midtone. Okay. So let me go to where we start from. This is what we have, and this is it. After adding the cinematic color to it, or layers to it, to try to blend it, this is what we have. But we need to bring the brightness and everything out. The color needs to be balanced. So let's go ahead. Okay, so this is the curves. You see, we use it to boost the exposure. And this, you see, this is the highlight. Okay, this is the second highlight. All right, then we have the mid-tones. You can see it. You can see the effect. You can see the mid-tones. You can see. All right, then we have the shadows. Okay, you can see. Then we have the layer for shadows. Oh, you can see the difference over there. So here we go. What we have to do is to just group all these layers. Okay, so I click on the first layer, I select it and come down to shadows, and with my opacity, with my shift, okay, shift key on the keyboard down, press, hold down. I just click on this to select all. Now I'll go and click Control G to put all in to group all of them. So Control G to group all of them. So if I say, so you can see this is it before, after. Now the cinematic color is too much. Okay, we want it to just be a bit of like, or a balance, something that will balance the whole picture and make it look cinematic. Like I said, already the picture is great. I've edited it, done all the frequency separation and stuff like that. If you want me to do frequency separation, then let me know. Put it in the comments, I'll do that. Okay, I've done everything. So the cinematic feel that I want to add to it, okay, that is what we are doing. So now we are done with it, but it's too much. So what do we do then? All we have to do is to select them, group them together, and after grouping it together, we reduce what? We go ahead and reduce it, the opacity. So let me come with my group layer selected. Let me just go to opacity and drop it down. Okay, so you can see, and drop it down. All right, so original. Okay, so I can even, okay, or I can drop it down a bit more, but sometimes we want the cinematic feel to show, so okay, just a little bit. So I think it's okay now. So original picture, after editing it, the picture that I've edited and the cinematic color look is this. You can see the difference. So the cinematic color look is this. You tell me if you like the cinematic color, or you want it just the normal color grade, which I did. You just let me know. Drop the comment and let me know. Or you like the cinematic color look, which one? So this is the cinematic. So I'll go ahead and reduce it a little bit more so that it wouldn't be too much. Okay, I think I found a common ground right now. I like it. I like the way it is. So I like it. So I'm cool with it. So yeah, you can see I like it. I really do. I do like it. So yeah, this is it. This is about how to add cinematic, how to do cinematic color, or add cinematic color to your portrait, your pictures and stuff, be it landscape, or if you want to add a cinematic color, this is the process, with just a combination of some few solid layers, like solid color layers, to achieve that. It's just a combination of few. So hey, thank you very much. You go ahead, subscribe, so that it will encourage me. Like I said, I just started out with this YouTube stuff, and I'm kind of so nervous right now, but you have to, your comments be encouraging, and let's subscribe, press the notification button, and come on, I'll come back with some cool stuff. So thank you.